Hey guys, we're super excited. We got our next box of Universal Yums, and we can't wait to find out what country we're going to. So join us as we unveil which country we're headed to and try this world of taste. All right, so let's open up the box and see where we're headed. We're headed to
France. Welcome to
France. Let's pick a cool tip. Pick one of those tips you want to read out.
All right, so the only thing more exciting than this town's beautiful architecture and natural landscapes are the butter sable cookies. And they're in this box.
What town is that?
I cannot pronounce that. Not even if I wanted to. Saint
Etienne and Colas? We butchered that too. I don't speak French either.
I like this one. There's a goat on top of this one. Then we'll dive into it. So, Brittany. Visit this region to discover its medieval fishing villages, rugged coastline, and goat cheese, and chili potato chips that are also in the box.
I'm excited to try
So
that.
that's exciting.
So we got our typical magazine that comes along with it. It'll have some bonjour from France and some information, and some train trivia, like always. And then we're going to get into the yums. So let's do that. Let's jump right into the yums. All right, so with every box comes a scorecard. So we're going to be using that to tally up our different yums and see which ones we like best and which ones we don't, and go from there. All right, so we're going to jump into our first yum. And our first yum is going to be the pure butter sables. The butter biscuits that have made French swoon since 1888. Freeze! Before you try this famous French shortbread, you should know the main ingredient is sand. We know, let us explain. Sables are centuries-old cookies made by rubbing cold butter into flour and sugar to form tiny particles of dough. Given the dough's striking resemblance to sand, these golden breadcrumbs came to be called sable, the French word for sand. So yes, these delectable cookies are made with sand, but not from the beach of the French Riviera kind. The very buttery and very edible kind of sand. Now, if you're wondering if it's time to try them for yourself, the answer is yes.
Here we go. And they say 1888 on each cookie.
All right, you ready?
Here we go.
Let's
Cheers.
try it. They're good.
For your shortbread cookie.
That's exactly what it is, a shortbread cookie. Yep. Good flavor, crunchy. They don't seem too hard or too stale. They got good flavor to them. Very nice, easy eating.
Those.
You like those? All right.
Those are good.
So, scale of 1 to 10, what's your rating? Totally hard on the first one.
I'm gonna go with an 8 this time.
What?
I'm gonna go with an 8 because I feel like sometimes you have to be in the mood for a shortbread cookie. Maybe some people want to eat them all the time, but I feel like I would need to be in the mood.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a 7. They're good, but they're not great. They're just good shortbread cookies. She's drinking from her seal of approval mug, so it must be good. All right, next up, we have the goat cheese and espelette chile potato chips. Cheesy chips with a hint of heat. Would you believe us if we said these chips double as Christmas decorations? Long before the poinsettia became synonymous with the holiday spirit, the French homes would be decorated with bright green, red, and yellow peppers. While the edible decorations went out of style in the 1900s, folks in France's Basque region still go out of their way to celebrate the espelette pepper by the way of food and food festivals. And yes, decorations. But let's not forget our favorite way to celebrate this super smoky pepper, and this delightfully savory potato chip.
I'm excited because we love peppers. We're totally pepper people.
And cheese, honestly.
That's true. And put them all together in a potato chip. Let's go.
Let's try it out. What you got for me?
I don't know. I was hoping for a pepper smell. I don't have a pepper smell.
I get a goat cheese smell.
That's what that is. Yes.
It's got that goat cheese smell, so it
Yes.
does say it has goat cheese flavoring, so I guess it's a good start that it smells like goat cheese. Don't mind if I do.
Oh, these are big chips
They
too.
look like Ruffles.
All of them are big.
Very similar to Ruffles so far in the profile. Ready? Thoughts?
I'm missing a pepper. It's totally goat cheese.
Very much so.
It is totally goat cheese on a cracker.
Yeah, it is. If you like the flavor of goat cheese, it's definitely goat cheese flavored. It's got the texture and feel of a Ruffles potato chip. So you can get that Ruffles potato chip feel and crunch and profile, but it's with goat cheese. Pepper, not so much. Let me try another one just to make sure. I'm not getting any pepper.
No pepper. I wonder what type of pepper that is, if it's known for heat or if it's known just as spice.
I'll have to look that up.
Okay.
So after further review, they're about a 4,000 on the Scoville scale, which is pretty low, pretty mild pepper. And it says the flavor profile is supposed to be fruity and sweet. So maybe there was some of that in there, but if there was, it wasn't much. Goat cheese is the flavor.
Yes, goat cheese chips.
All right.
I'm saying they're pretty good. I would,
Scale of 1 to 10, what do you got?
man, I would almost put them in the same category. I'd give them another 8. So the shortbread cookie was like a dessert. I'd put the chips on the same level of like yumminess, maybe be in the mood for it, as a sweet, salty snack.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the 7.5 because I honestly think it was better, more flavorful than the shortbread cookie.
Oh, really?
I like the crunch, and yeah, it's definitely in the savory category, but 7.5. Yeah, we're working our way up there, but I'm afraid to give it more than that. Still
Okay.
not good.
Okay.
Next up, we got strawberry chews. They're the strawberry bonbons chewy candy. Sweet, chewy with a touch of tartness. Love strawberries? You have France to thank. French royals were the first to farm the fruit back in the 14th century. King Charles V boasting 1,200 strawberry plants in his garden. Then, in the late 18th century, it was also France that crossbred the 2 New World strains, the Virginia strawberry and the Chilean white strawberry, to create the modern strawberry the whole world knows and loves today. But don't just say merci just yet. We've got one more French strawberry innovation to be thankful for. This yum. This sweet, chewy, and positively delightful strawberry is truly the pinnacle of product.
All right, let's see what we got. Bonbons. They feel really hard. I know they say chewy.
All right, look like little pink candies with white powder around the outside. I'm not sure if it's going to be the tart or the sweet powder.
Still hard, so I'm curious when it becomes soft.
Here we go. Very hard. Not quite as hard as a gum ball. I'm not sure what the powder does flavor-wise. I'm wondering if it just keeps them from melting and sticking together in the bag.
Could be. How about the strawberry flavor?
There's a strawberry profile there. I'd say it's mild. It's not like overwhelming. It's one of those candies that sticks to your teeth. I'm having to like work to get it off my teeth so that I can chew it and swallow it.
It's stuck on my tooth.
All right, so it took a long time to eat that candy.
I'm still eating it.
She's still eating it. It's going through, trying to get it off your teeth, trying to get it to swallow. It takes a lot, so it lasts a while. So I guess that could be a good thing. I would say it's not quite a jawbreaker, not quite a gumball on consistency, but it does take some force to chew it.
I give it a 5.
5.
The flavor was there, but the enjoyability, yes, I just made up that word. Didn't enjoy having to work that piece of candy.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I thought the flavor profile was good, but not my type of candy. I don't like having to just constantly pour it off my teeth and try to chew it and all that. Like I said, there was flavor there, strawberry flavor, but it was rather mild. Yeah, it was okay. All right, next up, we're doing the raspberry roll cake. Cake roll with raspberry filling. Stop. Before you bite into this cake, just smell it. Just like a juicy raspberry, right? Well, while you might consider anything resembling cake firmly in the dessert category, this particular confection is a little bit different. Once you get to France, fluffy raspberry roll cake like this is typically eaten not as a dessert, but for breakfast. And to that, we say stop and think about saving this cake for tomorrow morning instead, or just ignore the tradition, eat it now, because really, who can resist anyway?
I say eat it now, it's morning somewhere.
Yes.
Alright, it's super small, so let's see. Don't know if I'm getting raspberry vibes off of it.
Honestly, it kind of
So-
smells like fig Newton.
This is kind of what it looks like too. So it's, I don't know what I was expecting, but more like a pastry, but it It's rolled up on the inside, all the flavor.
It's definitely a roll. Ready? Very soft. Very chewy.
I could see this as a breakfast item.
But it would be difficult with tea. I feel like it wouldn't be coffee.
That's an excellent tea snack.
Add that to the tea time list. It does have raspberry filling. The raspberry filling is pretty sweet, but I feel like the pastry does a good job of kind of balancing it out so you're not like, whoa, that's a lot of sweetness. Honestly, it's pretty good, and I would eat that for breakfast with some tea for sure.
Yeah, I would do that.
Go ahead, what are you gonna rate it?
Like I started off really strong. I'm comparing it to my 8s. Between the chips and that, I would, maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe 8.5 because it's just a little bit better. Like I feel like I could eat that more than once.
Okay.
It'd be okay.
I'm gonna give it a solid 8. That was the best thing so far for me.
I gave it my C-level group.
Chocolate chip cookie truffles. Decadent dark chocolate with cookie pieces. When Marie Antoinette married Louis XVI in 1770, she moved her entire life from Vienna to the Palace of Versailles, including her personal chocolate maker, who was given the new title, Chocolate Maker to the Queen. Knowing this, it might not be surprising that Marie was famous for having sweets first thing in the morning, with breakfast featuring cups of rich hot chocolate and tons of cookies. We're not saying that you should eat these melt-in-your-mouth truffles for breakfast, but we're also not saying that.
I can get behind eating these for breakfast. So they're cute little truffles, eating a cookie. I have very high expectations if she moved her chocolate maker to make these. That's cocoa powder all the way. That is strong cocoa powder.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Look at that. These look like little round gumdrops, truffles, but they do have a lot of cocoa powder on them, as you can see. Ready? Dink.
So inside, there's little cookie bites. Cookie crumble bites. So it's smooth and crunchy.
Chocolate is excellent. I'm not a dark chocolate fan. This is good dark chocolate. Very smooth. It does have a light bitterness behind it, like you would expect with dark chocolate, but not a lot. The cocoa powder is a nice touch because you really get that flavor profile. And then as you're biting through this really smooth, soft chocolate, you get the crunch of this cookie bite in the middle, and it's really good.
And the remainder just melts in your mouth.
Yeah, I would definitely eat these again. As a matter of fact, I'm eating one right now.
That's a good dessert. It's a great dessert. Top it off after a meal, not too hard, not too strong.
This is good. Up there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I think this is now taking the number 1 spot. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5 from me. Pushing a 9. Yeah.
I'm gonna make it a 9.
Are you?
It's a 9 for me. Best day of the box.
So far, so good. No doubt. So one of the things they do is you always get these little tiny candies in a Yum bag. So the next 2 items are going to come out of the Yum bag.
I'm excited. Look at these. Oh man. I'm excited just by looking at what's coming out here. And now you guys have to wait until the next candy to see what's coming.
All right, next up we have Fleur de Sel caramels. All right, next up we got Fleur de Sel caramels. France's most famous Fleur de Sel meets buttery sweetness. Salted caramel is so popular, you might think it's been around forever, but in reality, humans figured out space travel before they figured out this now iconic flavor. What? It was only in 1977 that confectioner Henri Leroux debuted the first salted caramel made with Brittany's famous sea salted butter. By 1980, it was voted the country's best candy, and in 2008, it had gone global with Haagen-Dazs and Starbucks debuting salted caramel products. With this Yum, you'll understand why the French flavor has stuck around quite literally.
All right, here we go. Look at our caramel.
All right, guys, is it caramel or is it caramel?
Depends on where you're from.
No, there's an extra A in there. It's not caramel. Tell us down below who's right.
I should have been in now.
Another stick to your teeth candy. It's really good. It's a really good caramel flavor. If you like caramel drinks or caramel flavored anything, this is a very good caramel flavor. This is solid as far as caramel goes. As far as texture and stuff, if you like things that make your teeth stick together and stick in your teeth, this might be up your alley.
Like taffy.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to get the impression that maybe the French just like candy that sticks their teeth like taffy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second one. 2 for 2 on that. All right, scale of 1 to 10. Hit me.
Maybe a 6. I mean, it was good.
I do like caramel a lot, but I'm just not a fan of the way this candy is, so I'm gonna go back to a 4.
Wow.
Good caramel flavor, but I wouldn't eat this again. All right, next up, popcorn truffles. Decadent French chocolate with bits of tasty popcorn.
What?
According to this legend, this yum came about by accident in 1920 in Paris. Confectioner Auguste Escoffier was making a pastry cream when he accidentally poured hot cream into the wrong bowl, a bowl filled with chocolate. Rather than bidding the melty chocolate adieu, he experimented. He rolled the paste ganache into balls and then coated them in cocoa powder. The result? A luxurious chocolate ball that looks a whole lot like France's mushroom truffles. Hence the name. We can't think of a more decadent accident.
Right, here we go. Having trouble, kind sir.
Thank you. I feel like I've seen this before. It's almost identical to the last chocolate we tried with the cookies inside, so we'll see how it stacks up.
I have very high expectations.
Nope.
Okay, it's rich. It's creamy. Like, legit, when it touches your mouth, it starts melting. The flavor's not there for me, though.
The chocolate is very smooth and creamy, just like the last one. However, it's got a completely different flavor profile. The cocoa powder is much stronger on the outside, and it leads the flavor punch with that cocoa powder instead of the chocolate, which I don't prefer. And I didn't taste the popcorn until literally just now.
Yes!
Like it settled afterwards. I wouldn't even have known there was popcorn in there until right now had I not read it. And I was kind of disappointed because I expected to get the popcorn out of it, like I got the cookie out of the other one. So if you're torn between the 2 chocolate truffles, get the one with the cookies.
And I was expecting, so when they were talking about the popcorn truffles, I was fully expecting for like a dessert popcorn that I could eat while watching movies. That was my expectation rolling in here, so I was let down.
All right, scale of 1 to 10.
I give this one a 4. I'm going way down with that one. I give it a 4. I tried.
You already know where I'm headed. Down, down, down. I'm gonna give this a 1. I wouldn't buy it again. I didn't enjoy it. I wouldn't eat it again. There's 2 more here. I'm unlikely to eat it. Okay, next up. It's probably not gonna go well, but we're gonna do it anyway for you. Neither one of us likes cherry, and these are sour cherry hard candies. Taste the Chiré Cherry Festival. Our next stop in the southern edge of France to a town called Chiré. You may not have heard of it before, but any French person will tell you that the best cherries come from here. In fact, the fruit is so prized that every year since 1932, the first crate is sent directly to the President of France. Intrigued? Then you'll also want to get there in time for the annual Cherry Festival, where locals eat cherry-themed foods, play traditional bandits music, and hold the ever-popular cherry pit spinning competition. You can get in on the fun yourself with these sour cherry candies, but be warned. Before you get to the sweet center, you'll need to get through some serious sour sugar crystals. Good luck.
I'm slightly terrified. Here we go.
When you open the bag, it does smell like cherries.
That reminds me of like cough syrup growing up.
It does have that cough syrup.
Oh,
All right, here we go. You're up.
I'm afraid. We're not cherry people. I am not looking forward to this one.
Okay, misery together.
Oh, it's like a warhead.
Instant warhead.
Oh. I can't.
I'm gonna fight through it for you.
I licked it. That was.
Woo!
Nope.
I'm getting I'm getting past the sourness.
I was gonna try again. Hold on. Oh. Oh no. No, no. No, no, no. That's awful. Good for you. Is there anything in the center? Did you make it yet?
It's a warhead. Very hard.
Oh.
Very hard candy.
They are no joke when they say some seriously sour sugar crystals. I was not expecting that.
Now that I'm past the sourness, it's a cherry warhead. It looks like a cherry warhead, tastes like a cherry warhead, feels like one in your mouth. So if you're American or familiar with warheads, it's exactly what it is, except like sour to the extreme sour.
That legit like was a punch.
All right, scale of 1 to 10.
0, negative. I need like a negative option here, so I'm gonna go with 0. Go ahead.
I didn't mind the sour experience because of growing up with warheads and sour candies. However, I've already told you I don't like cherry flavor. I only did that for you guys. So I'm gonna stick with a 1. Just like the last yum.
Ooh, no 0?
It wasn't a 0. No, I don't think so.
Oh my gosh, I
Nope.
couldn't do it. Nope. Okay.
All right, on to the next yum. All right, next up, 47% dark chocolate with sea salt. Smooth cocoa flecked with French fleur de sel. Flowers on Valentine's Day? Overrated. But fleur de sel? Swoon! Fleur de sel is so-called caviar of sea salts, formed when seawater evaporates and leaves behind the delicate salt flowers. Trained workers called paladiers? I don't know. If you know how to say this, help me out here. Use special wooden rakes called a louse à la fleurs to collect them. Since even the most productive salt marshes only produce 2 pounds a day, the process is slow and expensive, but worth it. Since mineral-rich fleur de sel is longer lasting and saltier than ordinary salts, when blended with a decadent dark chocolate, it makes for a chocolate experience unlike any other, as you're about to find out. Best flowers ever.
All right, here we go. The chocolate bar. I feel like I'm going into Willy Wonka with my chocolate bar.
See if we got the golden ticket.
Da-da-da. What do we win? A trip to France.
Okay, so I will tell you that we have been to France several times. I think it was in Marseille or Nice. We went to LAC Chocolatiers and their chocolate was awesome.
Got it. I feel like it's a gigundous Hershey's bar.
But much
Oh,
better.
that smells fantastic. That is sweet and decadent smelling and full of chocolatey goodness.
Ooh, I like it. Look.
It's got like this is sea salt.
She got the same impression I did. So initially, it was a dark chocolate, not super bitter. Like the French dark chocolate, I could eat that. I like this stuff. I haven't really found one other than that other one that was covered in cocoa powder that I didn't like. This is really good, really smooth, like mild bitterness, but that fleur de sel salt really hits you and it really salts up your mouth. But it's good to counteract the sweetness of the chocolate. Thoughts?
I feel like the sweetness of this box is serious. Like all the sweets. It's not up there with the Queen's chocolate. Hers still trumps everything. But I think it's up there. I'll give it a 7.
I too shall give it a 7.
Hey!
Or as the French would say, I give it a 7.
Hey, it's aioli. We like aioli. So far, this would be a great chip if it follows along just like the first one.
Same company. Brett's is the same company that made the last one.
Sure enough, here we go.
Garlic aioli potato chips. Garlic lovers in this yum equal the perfect relationship. Get it? Relationship? If it's a special occasion in Provence, you'll surely smell one thing. Garlic. Lots and lots of garlic. I'm in the mood there. I love that. That's because everyone will be eating aioli, the local garlic and oil dip. It's ordinarily reserved for Fridays when it's served with boiled veggies like green beans, carrots, and potatoes. When Ash Wednesday comes around, aioli is served with poached cod. And on Christmas Eve, it's snails that you get this dipping. I love escargot.
Yeah.
These ridged potato chips, which taste just like the real thing, but with no dipping required. Yes, you will get garlic breath, and yes, it'll be worth it.
What you're saying is you have a tasty potato chip and no vampires. You got garlic breath. Woo! You can smell that garlic right there. Oh man.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah. Second I pop that bag open.
It's like really strong garlic bread, like fresh sauteed garlic on top of like a fresh roll of garlic bread coming out the oven.
Mm-hmm. Like that's what it smells like. You were making garlic bread in the oven. That's nail in the head right there.
Big chip. Once again, Ruffles potato chip style.
We are putting our Lay's potato chip challenge to the test right here.
Ready? I'm gonna need to try another one to give you an honest review here.
I feel like it smells better than it tastes.
Definitely smells better. But after the second chip, I feel like the garlic flavor profile started to build. So I'm definitely getting more garlic now. It just wasn't what I was hoping for.
No.
When they said garlic aioli, I was really expecting like that smooth, creamy, garlicky taste. It does have a garlic taste to it, but I'm not getting much else from it. And it's almost like the garlic is slightly off, like something's askew.
So if you eat it, so I got it when you were talking about it, so aioli, what it reminds me of while I was eating it is if you're at a restaurant and they give you those oils with lots of different things mixed in, like I could totally taste dipping the bread into the oil and then eating it. I got that.
Like a pesto?
Versus like a pesto. But when you open the bag, you get like the garlic bread just out of the oven smell. But this flavor is you're dipping it into the oil sauce, not what the smell is. So maybe that kind of threw me off.
I think that's what they were saying with their aioli, was an oil and cream based kind of sauce. So yeah, I was super pumped, super excited for that last one. Especially after how good the goat cheese one was. Not gonna lie, kind of let down.
Me too.
I'm gonna go with a 4.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't order this again. I wouldn't buy them. I don't think they were that good.
I would probably just give it a 5.
5.
Like the flavor was there once I thought about it and its purpose, but the fact that my nose and the flavor didn't match up, it would throw me off.
Okay. So we do have a clear winner.
Yay!
Our clear winner was the truffles and cookies. So I highly recommend these. And then it looks like next was the first chips we ate. So those are our 2 clear winners. What did you think of the French food overall?
I'm not surprised that it scored so highly because when we went to France, all their food was good. Their desserts were good. Their desserts nailed it here. We would definitely probably order some things out of this box, which is great. The fruit flavors out of these boxes were not very good. Well, maybe not for us. Maybe they weren't our tea. But the chocolate and the salty stuff.
I think I was most surprised that the majority of the box was candy.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You know, normally the majority of the box isn't candy, it's just 1 or 2 pieces. But almost this entire box was either chocolate with something or candy, with the odds being potato chips and then that fig roll or raspberry roll. So that really kind of threw me off. I was expecting different flavor profiles, different textures. I guess in my ignorance, I didn't realize French were either that into sweets or not. If you are French or you live in France, tell us down below. Is this common? Is candy really, really big there? Like that's the majority of snack food? Or is there something else that we're missing here? Or maybe that's just what the curator at Universal Yums sent us. But that's, I think, what caught me off guard most. Most of the stuff actually rated okay or really good, so that's kind of surprising. You know, I wasn't sure how I'd feel about the French snacks and food. I think the one that surprised me the most was the one that I rated the highest, Queensland chocolate, because of it being dark chocolate and not liking it. I went into it expecting to not like it, and it was good. And all of the dark chocolates were good, minus the one that was just doused in cocoa powder. The dark chocolate from the French really surprised me. To me, that's my standout thing that I learned today. I learned that I do like dark chocolate. It just has to be good dark chocolate.
Right, because you don't usually like that bitterness. You hear dark chocolate and you run from it. You're like, nah, you take it.
All right, so we want to share one more thing with you. So in each of these magazines, there's a recipe. This one is how to make chocolate truffles. France's chocolatey innovation. There's something unique about the French chocolate homemade chocolate. As it turns out, the classic recipe for French truffles is incredibly easy to make in your own kitchen. Give them a try and enjoy the soul-melting decadence for yourself. So I'm going to read this, guys. That way you can try making French truffles at home and let us know in the comments how they turned out. Prep time 20 minutes, cooking time 5 minutes, chill time 8 hours. You'll yield 24 truffles. You're going to need 2/3 of a cup of heavy cream, 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate finely chopped, and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract cocoa powder for rolling. Instructions. Place the chocolate into a heat-proof bowl. In a small saucepan, heat the cream until it's hot, but not boiling. You'll see small bubbles starting to form. Remove the heat and immediately pour the hot cream over the chocolate. Stir until the chocolate is fully melted. Add the vanilla extract and stir. Allow to cool completely. Then cover with plastic wrap and refrigerate for at least 6 hours or overnight. Pour cocoa powder onto a plate in an even layer and then dust some on your hands. Scoop about 1 tablespoon of chocolate ganache and roll it into a ball. Coat with cocoa powder and refrigerate until ready to serve. Our suggestions: make them extra creamy or super dark by using your preferred cocoa percentage. Change up the flavor by using different kinds of extracts like raspberry or banana. Make a beautiful assortment of truffles by rolling in different toppings like coconuts or sprinkles just before refrigerating.
So that explains why the different truffles are a little bit different. So I feel like the one cocoa powder that was way older, like they dipped that bad boy in cocoa powder, whereas the other one that was lightly rolled. So, but it's fun. And then we'll also give you a picture to be able to see and make this as well to reference it. And then the cool thing is we ask about other sweets. So maybe the French are known for sweets. You can actually use bonus recipes. They gave you a QR code that you can go in and make. I love cooking, so I'll let you know how some of these turn out.
All right, so thank you guys for coming on another World of Taste journey with us. This was episode 2 for you guys. France, we were excited to try it, and we're excited for our next box. Let us know what you thought in the comments down below.
And if you also want to try one of these boxes, you can try one or get a subscription like we do. Check out our referral link below. Thanks, guys.